Well, good morning. It is New Year's Day, 1st of January 2021. It's 11:15 in the morning. And it should be a lot hotter today, but it's a nice cool day because we've had some intermittent rain. It's about 27, 28 degrees. And we're going to be walking down Adelaide Street. I'm in Adelaide Street now. Just up, going back that way there. It's not too far, and then you're at the Brisbane River. And we're almost near Brisbane City Hall. You can see Brisbane City Hall over there with the sandstone building. Adelaide Street is a major street in Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. It runs between and parallel to Queen Street and Ann Street as well. Under the provisions of the City of Brisbane Improvement Act 1916, the Local Authorities Act Amendment Act back in 1923, the Brisbane City Council contributed significantly to the 1920s building boom with a program of city beautification and street improvements, including the cutting down and widening of several of the principal thoroughfares. So from 1923 to 1928, the Brisbane City Council implemented its most ambitious town improvement scheme to that date, and that was the widening of Adelaide Street by 14 feet, or 4.3 metres, along its entire length. Resumptions in Adelaide Street had commenced in the 1910s, but work on the street widening did not take place until the 1920s, and the work was undertaken in stages, commencing in 1923 at the southern end, where the new Brisbane City Hall was under construction. There it is there, it's not new anymore. And some buildings had the front section removed and a contemporary facade installed on the new road alignment. Elsewhere, earlier buildings were demolished and some substantial new structures took their place. At the northern end of Adelaide Street, which we'll end up at, they actually had to cut back a hill below St John's Cathedral. We'll show you that hill. It's like a cliff now, but they cut that hill back in 1928, and they actually cut back the hill to get a better view of the area. It facilitated greater access to Petrie Bight, which close to the new city wharves at that end of Boundary Street, boomed in the 1920s as a warehousing district. So they had to cut that hill back, and it looks like a cliff now. In 1975, Adelaide Street was extended from George Street to North Quay, as construction on the Brisbane Administration Centre was underway as well. Of course, Brisbane City Hall, as you see over there, is heritage listed. Now, there was a cafe on Adelaide Street called the Atlas Cafe, and I'm just going to go back here a bit. It was in 27 Adelaide Street. It's not here anymore. I'm going to see if I can find out where it used to be. So that is, what number's that? Okay, that's 25 Adelaide Street. So this one must be 27, where Snap Fitness is now. I'm guessing that was 27 Adelaide Street. And yeah, as I said, it used to be a cafe, the Atlas Cafe, located at 27 Adelaide Street, Brisbane CBD, was operated by Greek migrant George Sklavos, starting sometime in the 1920s. Sklavos is first listed as the proprietor of the Atlas Cafe in the 1927-1928 edition of the Queensland Post Office Directory. All right, so it's not a cafe anymore. Wouldn't it have been wonderful if they did actually preserve it as a cafe, just preserved it? Because this is what it looked like from the outside. If I can show you here quickly. That's what it did look like. And I'll just show you another picture quickly of the interior, if you'll just bear with me. So there is the interior of the Atlas Cafe. Excuse my hand there. Should really get a clipboard and clip these on. It would make it a bit easier. Yeah, so there we go. Isn't that beautiful heritage? What a pity we haven't got it anymore. But previously, Sklavos, the owner, had operated the American bar in Fortitude Valley for approximately 18 years. And on the opening of the 29th of November, a fire was discovered in the Atlas Cafe. The fire brigade was summoned and the blaze was brought under control. In her 2019 book, Brisbane's Greek Cafes, A Million Malted Milks, Tony Risson, the author, vividly describes two photographs of the Atlas Cafe, which are now part of the State Library's collection. And this is one that we're looking at, revealing headlight panels, potted plants, fans, coat hooks. At every table, Art Deco carpet runner, white tablecloths and polished silverware. And a bank of Hamilton Beach milkshake machines has pride of place on the milk bar, and a neon sign on the facade indicates popular items. Yeah, so that's the interior. And just quickly, I'll just show you the exterior once again. Yeah, don't make them like that anymore, do they? All right, so we'll head on down Adelaide Street now. Thank God there are buildings that have been preserved though. Brisbane City Hall obviously is one of them. Brisbane Arcade, that's the oldest arcade in Brisbane. And we've been through the Brisbane Arcade on a previous video walk a couple of times. And we'll just pass it. We won't walk through it this time, but I'll swing the camera in so you can have a quick look. We're almost opposite King George Square. You know. Brisbane City Hall. And check out the video we did on the Christmas Lights Spectacular here in Brisbane, where these projected images were projected onto Brisbane City Hall itself as part of the Christmas Lights Spectacular. That's on a recent walking video we did on this channel. We're doing this walking video as most of our walking videos are done in real time without editing. We did edit a Bribey Island walk we did because we had to get in the car and go to different areas. So I had to stop the video and start it again and join it all up. But the majority of my walking videos are in real time without any edits. Don't forget to subscribe. I really need as many subscribers as I can get. If I get over 1,000, then I can do live streams and you can talk to me as I'm walking in real time. And I can get back to you as well and talk back to you in real time. And you can always write any questions or say good day, whatever, in the comments below. So don't forget to subscribe. Also hit that bell and you'll be notified of future videos, walking videos coming up. And so we're walking down Adelaide Street now from the river end down to around Petrie Bight. Chanel. It's Queen's Plaza in there. Various shops in there. I think David Jones is in through there. There's a food court down below. And if you walk through there, that'll take you onto the Queen Street Mall as well. So we're on the corner of Edward, on the intersection of Edward and Adelaide. And here we go. There's the old, if I can get a good view of it. That used to be the People's Palace, owned by the Salvation Army. It's just now a bar and grill. And backpacker accommodation, I believe, as well. There's Anzac Square over there. And in Anzac Square, there's a lot of Anzac Day and Remembrance Day commemorations being held there. Up the top, you can't really see it because the trees are covering, but there's the eternal flame in honour of those who served for our country and died for our country and our freedom that we have today. I love those bottle trees in there. But if you look at a previous video walk I did along Ann Street, we actually walk right up to that eternal flame and look inside the eternal flame and talk more about it. As we make our way up Adelaide Street here in Brisbane. And there's Koala House. Flight Centre in there. Better get across these lights while they're still green for me. Wonderful thing about Brisbane is they've ensured a lot of greenery remains in the city. Those trees look really nice, really lovely against those buildings. Just softens the whole look. So this is the first day of January 2021. And we're all hoping for a better year. Okay, we're coming up to this intersection of Adelaide and Wharf Street. The street that runs parallel to the street we're in now is Ann Street, which is up the hill there. Just go up the hill and turn right and you're in Ann Street. We're in Adelaide Street now, continuing to walk down. Here we go. Crossing Wharf Street. Building called Student 1, in through here. Okay, this is this hill that we were talking about in the beginning of the video that they had to cut back to provide better access to the wharves and Petrie Bight. Look at the root system of that tree. So they really had to dig into that cliff and probably use dynamite to blast it away. And this is looking up to the rear or the back of St John's Cathedral. I remember when I was younger, I was walking through here at night time and there was a moon up there and there were some bats flying around the top, and I thought it was the place where Dracula lived. But someone explained, no, it's St John's Cathedral. Okay. It's funny the images we conjure up when we're younger. There's an interesting building down here. I just want to show you quickly. Now, we did a video walk on one of my previous video walks on this channel. We were going down Milton Road and looking at the 4X, the Castlemaine 4X brewery along Milton Road. Check that video out. I'm not exactly sure what it's titled. I think it's called Milton Road 4X Brewery Walk. And that's along Milton Road in Milton. But I want you to look at this building here. Let's see if I can zoom up a bit there. Bring it back. Built in 1871 according to the numbers up there. Well, that Castlemaine Perkins brewery, the 4X brewery along Milton Road that I was telling you about, this was where it originally was, down the end of Adelaide Street. Castlemaine Perkins building. This one here is a heritage listed former warehouse, 418 to 420 Adelaide Street, Brisbane, where we are now. It was designed by Thomas Ramsay Hall and built from 1918 to 1919 by George Albert Baumber, B-A-U-M-B-E-R, and was extended in 1928 to 1929. It is also known as the Castlemaine Brewery and Quinlan Gray and Co building. It was added to the Queensland Heritage Register on the 6th of March 2009. The building was constructed in a number of stages between circa 1900 and 1928 to 1929. The main section, a 2- and 3-storey brick warehouse, bond store and office building, was erected in 1918 to 1919 for the Castlemaine Brewery and Quinlan Gray and Co, Brisbane Limited, later Castlemaine Perkins. The designer, Brisbane architect Thomas Ramsay Hall, incorporated an earlier circa 1900 2-storied stone warehouse into the structure, and in 1928 to 1929 a new bulk store was added at the rear of that building. Castlemaine Brewery and Quinlan Gray and Co, Brisbane Limited, manufactured Queensland's famous 4X beer and imported wine and spirits. The origin of the firm dated back to 1871, when Michael Quinlan and N. Donnelly entered into partnership as Quinlan, Donnelly and Co, General Business and Shipping Agents, Brisbane. In late 1873, Donnelly relinquished his interest in the partnership and Quinlan continued to trade as Quinlan and Co. In 1874, the company's office and stores were relocated from Mary Street to Queen Street, opposite Customs House, and close to the new wharves being developed at Petrie Bight, establishing a long connection with the Petrie Bight district. We're just about at Petrie Bight now. Have a look at the video that we did along and looking at Brisbane's Customs House. Following Michael Quinlan's death in July 1878, his widow took control of the company and in August 1878 entered into partnership with George Wilkie Gray, the firm's principal manager, as Quinlan, Gray and Co. It's interesting finding out about the various history throughout Brisbane and some of these buildings. Prior to Michael Quinlan's death, the company had entered into negotiations with Edward and Nicholas Fitzgerald, owners of the Castlemaine Brewery in Victoria, to establish a brewery in Brisbane. In 1877, the firm of Fitzgerald, Quinlan and Co was formed and the Queensland distillery at Milton was acquired. That's where we did that previous video walk along Milton Road and looking at the 4X brewery there. But it was acquired. The firm of Fitzgerald, Quinlan and Co in 1877 was acquired and developed as the Castlemaine Brewery, and the first Castlemaine 3X, not 4X, but 3X sparkling ale was sold in late 1878, and in 1887 the Castlemaine Brewery and Quinlan Gray & Co Brisbane Limited was formed to acquire the assets of Fitzgerald, Quinlan and Co, owners of the Castlemaine Brewery at Milton, and Quinlan Gray & Co, general merchants and importers. In addition to the brewing business, the firm supplied wine, spirits, groceries and general merchandise to hotel keepers, storekeepers and graziers throughout Queensland. And of course now Castlemaine Perkins on Milton Road supply 4X beer. 3X beer does not exist anymore, well, not to my knowledge anyway. They might have a nostalgic bottle somewhere in the cellars, who knows. Here we are, virtually at Petrie Bight, access to where all the wharves used to be. And if we look further down there, we did a video walk showing you Customs House. A little bit windy down here. We did a video walk previously showing you Customs House. I'm not going to go all the way down. There's restaurants in there now, or a restaurant, and there's a lot of history in there. So we've just come off Adelaide and we're just walking down this part of Queen Street. It's the northern end of Queen Street. And we'll continue up the rest of Adelaide Street in a moment. So have a look at a video that I did previously, walking all the way down Queen Street to Customs House. It's actually labelled Queen Street Customs House, something like that. And you'll actually get a good look inside Customs House there. And we walk through Customs House onto the back landing and have a look at the river as well. And we'll just go up this little part of Queen Street again and continue along Adelaide. There's Brisbane's Story Bridge, you can see there in the background. And we did a video walking across the Story Bridge from the south side of Brisbane to the north side of Brisbane. So check that one out too. A video walk along the Story Bridge. Don't forget to subscribe. I really do appreciate the subscribers I do have, and I get really excited about new subscribers as well. And that'll help keep this growing, this channel growing. Hello. How are you? Hi. Some Brisbane locals, I would imagine. So we've just walked, there's the old Castlemaine Perkins building we were talking about before. And we just came all the way down Adelaide Street, that direction. And we're virtually turning left to continue up Adelaide Street. This corner goes around to the left there. Road veers around to the left. Go. Just before I take you up that part of Adelaide Street, I just want to look behind this old Castlemaine Perkins building, heritage registered. The Castlemaine Brewery and Quinlan Gray and Co. Brisbane Limited, who manufactured, the first to manufacture Queensland's 4X beer. The origins of the firm dating back to 1871, when Michael Quinlan and Anne Donnelly entered into that partnership as Quinlan, Donnelly and Co. General Business and Shipping Agents, Brisbane. So it was mentioned too that there were warehouses, or a warehouse or an extension to the building at the back. So I'm just going up this little laneway to have a look. Must be the extension there. Starting where those 5 thin windows, or what used to be windows, are. I'm just going to walk up here to, this will take us up to Ann Street no doubt. Wanted to check out this building out the front. Okay, it's an Anglicare building now. Diocese of Brisbane Weber House. And there's St John's. Quickly go and have another look at St John's. The front of St John's Cathedral. We showed you the rear as we were walking down Adelaide Street. This won't take long. Magnificent architecture. Pity the front doors aren't open to have a look inside. I'll just go across and give you a view from the other side. As I said, we did an Ann Street walk. You can look at that on the previous video walk we did on this channel, focusing on this church as well. That's St John's Cathedral. All right. So we're walking down Ann Street now. That's the laneway we just walked up. We won't go back down that way. This should actually take us onto Adelaide Street. Ann Street continues all the way up, by the way, into the valley and through the valley, or Fortitude Valley. So that's Queen Street going through there. Adelaide Street coming up this way. Wait till these lights change. This is Queen Street we're in now. Adelaide Street finished back there. Boundary Street, you can see, picks up where Queen Street leaves off. You can see on those street signs. This is interesting. You're probably thinking now, what's that? Looks like the top of a cathedral, doesn't it? It's affectionately known as the spinning top. Here's some history. Spinning top sits as a relic of former Archbishop of Brisbane, James Duigs, D-U-H-I-G-S, unfinished Holy Name Cathedral, 1927 to 1965. The scale model of the building's proposed dome appears to have moved throughout the city, finally resting not far from the original site. The idea was that a 4,000-seat cathedral was planned as the largest to be built anywhere in the world since the 17th century. Duig worked with Sydney architectural firm Hennessy & Co. on the project until the Great Depression, which, combined with claims of embezzlement, stalled construction until Duig's death in 1965. So he was planning to build a 4,000-seat cathedral, the largest to be built anywhere in the world since the 17th century. And that is part of the scale model. Well, thank you for coming on this video walk with me. Plenty more video walks coming up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell and you'll be notified of future video walks. As you can see on that street sign, I don't know whether you can see it too well, it says Boundary Street. We'll be doing a video walk all the way along Boundary Street in the near future. Also, we'll be doing video walks out near Springfield Lakes as well, and the development out that way. If you've got a suggestion of a video walk that you'd like to see somewhere in Brisbane, hi, let me know and I'll do my best to do the walk for you. We also do surrounding areas of Brisbane and even further afield. We did a video walk up in Gladstone, central Queensland, not too long ago. So this is Jeff, otherwise known as Explorerman, signing off. I really thank you for coming along on this walk with me. Have a wonderful New Year's Day and Happy New Year to you all.